Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Ad-Dars al-Ashir, lesson 10. So what I'm going to do within this lesson, inshallah, I'm going to explain to you the rules first, those things that we expect to learn within this lesson. Then I'm going to go through the dialogue, inshallah ta'ala. This one is a bit more lengthy, so it's more befitting that we kind of draw your attention to what you should be looking out for within this lesson first. And I will kind of continue to do that as of now, as the lessons will get more detailed. So in this lesson, we're learning what is referred to as ad-dama'ir. Ad-dama'ir, this means pronouns. Ad-dama'iru is pronouns. Now with the pronouns, we have three categories of pronouns. The first one is al-mutakallim. Al-mutakallim, this means the first person, al-mutakallimu, first person pronoun, the one who's actually speaking. Then we have al-mukhatab. Al-mukhatab means the one who you're speaking to, second person. And then we have al-ghaib. Al-ghaibu, which is the third person, the one who you're speaking about. Okay, so we're going to go through these pronouns, inshallah, and explain them, explain the usage. So we'll start off with al-mutakallim. Al-mutakallim, this is the first person, the one who's actually doing the speaking. And this is going to be ana. Ana for singular, and nahnu, which we'll come to study a little bit later. Nahnu for plural. Ana means me, I, and nahnu means us and we. So when we're using these pronouns, we use them as either a subject of a sentence. For example, ana talibun. We can say ana talibun. I'm a student. Okay. Or nahnu tullabun. And we're not going to say nahnu for now because it's plural, and plural is going to come in the next 3 lessons, inshallah. So ana means I am. So ana talibun, I'm a student. Okay. So if we're observing ana, the first person, al-mutakallim, we have what we're going to learn in this lesson, the possessive form of this pronoun. So for example, if I want to say my book, how do I say my book, my name and the likes? Okay. Ana, the attached version of ana is ya. It attaches to the noun that comes after. So let's say I have kitabun. Kitabun, a book, okay? I want to say my book. How do I say my book? So basically, I need to add this ya at the end, which means mine, okay? And this becomes kitabi. So because we're adding ya, the suitable vowel sound that we need to add on the end of the keyword kitab is kasra, e. So kitabi. Anytime I want to say something is mine, this is the general process. I would say, for example, qalami, like this. Qalami. So qalamun became qalami. That ya means it's mine, it belongs to me. So that's what we're going to learn in this lesson, the usage of the attached pronouns. Now that's for al-mutakallim, okay? That's for the first person, the one who's speaking. Now let's go through to the second person, which is al-mukhatab. Okay, as we mentioned, al-mukhatab is the second person. Al-mukhatab, second person, this is going to be anta for masculine, put M for masculine, anti for feminine. Anta, anti, this means you. Anta, anti, this means you. The attached version is ka and ki. Okay, and we're going to show you how that works. For example, as I said, ana talibun, you're going to say anta talibun, anti talibatun. Okay, but when I want to say the attached version, the attached pronoun, to say your book, for example, it becomes kitabuka. Kitabuka, or I'll just put in a different color here so you can see kitabuki. So either kitabuka or kitabuki. Okay, this is the attached pronoun version of the second person, and we'll see it within the dialogue, within the lesson, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so ad-dama'ir, the pronouns, now we're on the second person. Okay, so anytime I'll say qalamuka, qalamuki, kitabuka, kitabuki, anta talibun, anti talibatun. Okay, and let's go to the third person now. And inshallah, when we've learnt this, we're going to actually see it now within the dialogue. And anytime we're reading or listening to anything in the Arabic language, we now have al-ghaib. Al-ghaib, as we mentioned, is the third person. And that's going to be like he is, she is. So huwa is masculine, he is. Hiya is feminine, she is. But we also use it to mean it is if we're talking about objects. Okay, it is masculine and feminine objects. As we know, any feminine noun is the noun that ends in ta mabuta, the tied ta. So we'll use hiya for that to say it is. And this a masculine noun like kitab, huwa, we'll use huwa. Okay, and the attached pronoun is whatever it comes with, hu, whatever it comes with, ha. So it'd be, for example, kitabuhu, his book, and kitabuha, her book. Okay, so any noun, qalamuhu, his pen, qalamuha, her pen. So this is how we use the pronouns in the Arabic language, and we're going to see it now as we kind of go through this little dialogue bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And inshallah, as of now, I'm going to start to reduce the translation of the text, so you just get used to hearing in Arabic, become familiar with the Arabic language. So we're going to start reading from here, inshallah ta'ala. Man anta, who are you? Ana talibun bil jami'ati, I'm a student at university. A anta talibun jadidun, are you a new student? Na'am, ana talibun jadidun. Min ayna anta, where are you from? Ana min al-Hindi, I'm from Hind. Masmuka, ma ismuka, we say masmuka, what's your name? And as you can see here, let's just highlight this so you can see it clearly. There's the attached pronoun for anta, for you. Masmuka, what's your name? Then it says ismi Muhammadun, my name is Muhammad, and then we can see the ya here for my name. وَمَنْ هَذَا الْفَتَى الَّذِي مَعَكَ, and who's this young man who's with you? Again, the ka, ma'aka. هُوَ زَمِيلي, he's my classmate. أَهُوَ أَيْضًا مِنَ الْهِنْدِ, is he also from Hind, from India? لَا هُوَ مِنَ الْيَابَانِ, no, he's from Japan. And you can see the usage of huwa, the pronoun. Now, huwa زَمِيلي, he is, like this. مَسْمُهُ, what's his name? Ismuhu Hamzatu, his name is Hamza. As we can see, Hamzatu is a masculine name but ends in ta mabuta, which is a feminine sign. So it doesn't take tanween. We don't have this sign. No, we only have one dhamma because it's a masculine name but written on a feminine, with a feminine ta. Jade. So Hamidun then says, Ma lughatuka ya Muhammad, what's your language, O Muhammad? So lughatuka, again you can see the usage of the attached pronoun. Then he says, Lugati Urdiyatu, my language is Urdu. Ahiya lugatun sahlatun, is it an easy language? Naam, hiya lugatun sahlatun, yes, it's an easy language. Wa Hamzatu, ma lugatuhu, and Hamza, what's his language? Lugatahu al-Yabaniyatu, his language is Japanese. Lugatahu وهي لغة صعبة, and it is a difficult language. أين أبوك يا محمد, where's your father, O Muhammad? أبي في الكويت هو طبيب شهير, my father's in Kuwait, he's a famous doctor. وأين أمك, and where's your ummuk, where's your mother? where's your mother? هي أيضا في الكويت مع أبي هي مدرسة هناك. She's also in Kuwait with my father. She's a teacher هناك, which means over there. أذهبت إلى الكويت يا محمد. Have you been to Kuwait, O Muhammad? نعم ذهبت. Yes, I have been. وزميلك أين أبوه? And your classmate, where's his father? أين أبوه? His father. أبوه في اليابان هو تاجر كبير. His father's in Japan. He is a big merchant. And then it mentions ألك أخ يا محمد. Do you have a brother, O Muhammad? نعم لي أخ واحد اسمه أسامة. Yes, I have one brother. His name is Osama. وهو معي هنا في المدينة المنورة. And he is with me here in Medina. ولي أخت واحدة اسمها زينب وهي في العراق مع زوجها مهندس. And I have one sister. Her name is Zainab and she's in Iraq with her husband. Her husband's an engineer. So as you can see within this dialogue, and there's more on the next page, inshallah, we'll go to as we go to the next page. The usage of the attached pronoun. The usage of the attached pronoun. جيد. For the last part of this dialogue, it says, أعندك سيارة يا محمد. Do you have a car, O Muhammad? And he says, لا ما عندي سيارة عندي دراجة. No, I don't have a car, I have a bicycle. حمزة عنده سيارة. Hamza, he has a car. So again, just emphasizing the usage of the attached pronoun. And this is also used for the possessive construction, how to say I have, you have, what's yours, and like this, okay? And as you can see in the tamarin here, the first exercise we have here, أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. Answer the following questions. And we have questions like this. ما اسمك? What's your name? ما لغتك? What's your language? أين أمك? ألك أخت? So answer these questions, inshallah, practicing your usage of now, saying mine, I have, and the likes, okay? I'm going to show you something shortly regarding that. Let's explain what these exercises are first. And this exercise here, ضع في الفراغ فيما يلي الضمير هو أو ها. So now you have to put the correct pronoun in attached to this noun. Okay, is it going to be who or her? Remember, who is for masculine, her is for feminine. So you're going to read the sentences and work out what suits here best, inshallah ta'ala. Then it mentions هاتي خمسة أسئلة وأجوبة كالمثال الآتي. Give me 5 questions and answers like the same example here. It says أعندك قلم. نعم عندي قلم. So you need to make 5 sentences follow this same pattern. I'm about to explain this to you now also. Then it says هاتي خمسة أسئلة وأجوبة كالمثال الآتي. And also give me another 5 questions and answers following the same example. عندك قلم. Do you have a pen? لا ما عندي قلم. No, I don't have a pen. Okay. Then we have a summary of the attached pronouns here. This is for reading purposes. A summary. Baytun. That's the actual thing. A house. Baytun. Now, how do you say my house, your house, his house, her house? This becomes Bayti. Like this. Bayti is my house. Baytuka, your house. Baytuhu, his house. Wa baytuha, her house. Okay. So in this lesson, we also learnt the usage of what I have to show you is Inda. Inda means to have, and it's when we're talking about objects and the likes. Li also means to have, and this is more used for siblings. So for example, as it says here, indi, that's the attached pronoun of me. So I have, indaka, you have, like this. Indahu, he has. So this becomes, I'll just rub out the li for now. Inda changes to ana, indi, I have, okay? Anta, indaka, you have. Anti becomes indaki, Okay, huwa becomes indahu, and hiya becomes indaha. Indaha. Okay, so that's how it changes. That's how it changes for inda, to say I have indi, you have indaka, anti indaki, indaki, huwa indahu, hiya indaha. And now remember, in this part it says indaka, indaka. All we've added is the hamza that makes it a question that we learnt back in lesson 1. Indaka, do you have? Okay. Now a similar concept with la, except that la is more for when we're talking about siblings. Alaka akhun. So la becomes, li becomes, for example, ana becomes li. We just add that ya. Any other time now, it's going to be with fatha, not kasra. Okay, so it's going to be anta. I was going to write all the pronouns. Anti, huwa, hiya. Okay, so now it's going to be laka, laki, lahu, laha. You see? So li akhun, I have a brother. Laka akhun, you have a brother, like this. Okay? So this is the usage of li. And that's the difference between inda and li. To both mean I have, but inda is used for objects and li is used for humans, like relatives. To say I have a brother, a sister, like this. This is the difference in usage. So also in continuing these exercises, it says أدف الأسماء الآتية إلى المتكلم والمخاطب والغائب والغائبة كما موضح في المثال. So now basically what you need to do is show the attached pronoun to show ownership of something, as has been done in the example for the rest of these nouns. So the first one says قلم, هذا قلمي, this is my pen. هذا قلمك, this is your pen. هذا قلمه, this is his pen. وهذا قلمها, this is her pen. So you're going to do the same thing for كتاب, سرير, اسم, منديل, ابن, سيارة, مفتاح, and يد. Just to show and emphasize, drilling this rule that you understand what's happening here, and you can implement this new rule that you have learned to show ownership based on a pronoun. Say his, mine, and like this. Then as I showed you just previously, it has li. This is the usage of li. Li, laka, lahu, laha. Read through these sentences just to re-emphasize and get re-familiarized with this usage of to say I have, but specifically to relatives. Here it says the point نقول عندي كتاب ونقول لي أخ ولا نقول عندي أخ. So it says عندي كتاب, I have a book, and I say لي أخ, I have a brother, but I don't say عندي أخ. I don't use عندي to say I have a brother. عندي أخ would mean with me is a brother, as in not relative, just someone is with me who's a brother. You see, so that is the difference in usage of li and inda. Okay, then we have this word ma'a. Ma'a is called a dharful makan, an adverb of place, and it means with. So here in the first sentence it says kharaja hamidun ma'a khalidin. Kharaja hamidun ma'a hamidin. What comes after it takes kasra, as you can see here. What comes after it takes kasra. So kharaja hamidun ma'a khalidin. So Hamid left with Khalid. ذهب الطبيب مع المهندس. The doctor went with the engineer. جلس المدرس مع المدير. The teacher sat with the headmaster. من معك يا علي? Who's with you, O Ali? معي زميلي. My classmate is with me. آمنة معها زوجها. Amina, with her is her husband. So that is the usage of ma'a. It means with. Okay, right here in exercise number 6, خرج أبي من البيت. من خرج معه? خرج معه عمي. Oh, so this is the same thing, sorry. Who left my father left from the house. Who left with him? Left with him was my uncle. So right here, so this is the exercise I want to show you. Baytun, baytuka, baytuhu, baytuha, bayti. That's the standard form of the attached pronoun that we have learned. But now we have two special nouns called abun and akhun. Okay. When we want to say your father, your brother, his father, her father, like this, we have to add this wow. And this is because this noun is made out of two letters. Because this noun is made out of two letters, we have to add this wow. So it says abuka, abuhu, abuha. But when we say in mine, we don't add anything. It's just abi, akhi, like this. Okay? But when we're adding the attached pronoun for you or him, his or hers, we have to add this wow. As this word is considered too short. So to say abuhu and abuka, no. We say abuhu, abuka, abuha. So this is to know the difference and pay attention to that rule of when we have nouns like abun and akhun. And we're going to learn these in more detail as we progress in grammar. They have a special name, there's a special group of nouns. We'll learn them all together at one stage, inshallah, as we more advanced. The only thing that's expected from you now just to memorize that when you're saying your father, just add wow, abuka, akhuka. Just use it as you have seen it here without going into the actual grammatical reasons. That will come later as we get more comfortable, inshallah ta'ala. And then now we're just going to have some usages implementing this rule and highlighting this rule. So read through these sentences, familiarize yourself with them, make sure you understand all the vocab within them also, inshallah ta'ala. So here it just continues from the exercise previously on the previous page. And then we have number 9, exercise number 9. Okay, what this wants to show you now, the difference between masculine names that end in ta marbuta, like Hamzatu, Talhatu, Usamatu, Muawiyatu, Ikrima. These are all masculine names, but they end in the ta, that shows that a noun is feminine. But the difference is that the normal names like Muhammadun, Khalidun, Hamidun, Abbasun, Mahmudun, they end in tanween, the new nation, tanween, the doubled vowel sound. As for masculine names that are on the feminine pattern, they don't. They just take one dhamma, one vowel sound, inshallah ta'ala. Then we have, just read the following names and put the correct vowel sounds at the end, okay? But just to summarize, at the end I want to show you something now about the verb. Because we started to learn some verbs, some basic use of verbs. The basic verbs that we have learnt in this lesson is dhahaba, okay? We have dhahaba and we have kharaja. So what I'm going to show you now is how to change this verb to who's actually doing the verb. So we're going to take dhahaba first, okay? And for example, dhahaba is for huwa. Dhahaba is always for huwa. The standard 3-letter form of the verb that's not altered is always for huwa, okay? Kharaja is also for huwa. So now we're going to go for the rest of the pronouns. So ana, how do I say I went? Because dhahaba means to go, he went. So I want to say I went. We say dhahabtu. Okay? I just want you to memorize this. Don't worry about how we got there. Just memorize this form. Anytime you want to say I did something, it's the verb. We put a sukun. We put this sign on the last letter of the verb and then we add to. Okay? So that's what we have here. Right here. The sukun is on the last letter of the verb, dhahaba, dhahab. Then we have the to, which represents that I am the one who done it. This is the pronoun for me, okay? Now, the same thing for anta. Anta and anti, okay? We'll go through both of these. Anta, I'm going to say dhahabta. Dhahabta. That means you went. And anti, dhahabti. This is the attached pronoun for verbs to say who done the action. Dhahabti. Okay. Now the only one we haven't done is here. Here, which means she. Okay. So we want to say she went. It's dhahabat. Dhahabat. Anytime we want to say for here, all we do is add this ta and sukun on top of it, and that will mean she went now. Okay, so that's how the verbs change. Ana dhahabtu, I went. Anta dhahabta, you went. Anti dhahabti, hiya dhahabat. And you'll do exactly the same for kharaja. So maybe give it a go yourself. I'll give you the first one. Kharaja, ana kharajtu. Okay, so that's what we learn within this lesson. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.